So I really want to talk about cities because I think there's a tremendous amount of really great projects that we can see coming out of this intersection. And so when I think about the cities and environment, the first place my mind goes to is mobility. So how we're moving around cities. There's a pulse that I've felt when I've gone on my travels. From London to Bangkok, every city has its own pulse of people and movement. But how do we really do it in a way that does not have this catastrophic impact on our environment?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I think that we've all been in situations where maybe we are familiar and comfortable with our great public transportation, or to the other side, like when I went to Japan, I was landed in Tokyo, and I don't think I would ever imagine needing a car in that country, because you can get everywhere, and it's so efficient, and they have these massive volumes of people that are just moving all the time, and they've done a really amazing job of like creating these systems. But how can we, take inspiration from countries that are really infusing their transportation solutions with energy efficient models and renewable energy and all those sort of topics, and bringing that into our public transportation and bolstering them so that we don't need to rely on personal vehicles as much. And how do we make biking, how do we make cities more friendly to bikers? How do we make them more friendly to walking? I mean, these are all things that are critical in the discussion of cities.
The thing that you just mentioned about reimagining our cities, and I think about my lifetime over the next 50 years, how much are our cities going to actually change? It's kind of scary and it's daunting, but I agree with you. I think it needs to happen. Mm-hmm. And we're starting to see that. I know there's some urban, farms and different ways that people are working with even plants and building those into the structures, how they're designing it. I know there's a ton of that in Singapore. But when we think about even green buildings, how are we designing building structures? How are we reviewing them, keeping them up to code, having them be safe, yet still also sustainable?
Exactly, yeah.
And bringing those challenges to the surface. Mm-hmm. It's a 2-day sprint, but there's so much that we can accomplish in that time. So if you do have ideas, we'd love to see you. If this challenge and what we talk about really resonates with you, please come to Capsule, submit your idea, and join us.